Usually this day, every week, I release a video that's just me telling a story of something ridiculous that happens on my tour. But the problem is I haven't really been working as much recently, and you sort of gotta have tours to have ridiculous things happen on your tours. So I'm gonna do something different this week. I'm gonna read you a piece I wrote about my feelings about the French Quarter. I hope you enjoy. I work in the French Quarter of New Orleans. I know the neighborhood in a way that renders it mundane, that washes the mystical sheen off the place like rain washes the strange oil patterns off the puddles along Bourbon Street. But every now and then I dream of the quarter. And it's not the mundane, earthy kind of weird neighborhood I see every day, full of loud tourists wearing souvenir shirts, looking for cheap thrills and even cheaper drinks. It's the quarter I imagined before overfamiliarity erased the perception of looming magic. A dark, foggy place, with flashes of neon light diffused in the heavy air. A place full of faceless people moving quickly, occasionally looking up at windows and people as they pass, but then looking quickly away, exuding the aura that they know there is something dangerous among them. A person passes whose eyes are too bright, whose gaze bites into you and drags your eyes to them. You follow them down dark alleys that the map in my head says do not exist, to buildings that loom taller than any building in the real quarter. The streets are too narrow for cars, almost too narrow for horses. The sky is hidden behind a maze of balconies and darkness. Each house is sheathed in once bright colors, the ghostly wood and faded bricks peeking through where the muck-smudged paint flaked away years ago. You climb a narrow staircase into the orange glow of a claustrophobically narrow doorway. The light feels like gas lamps, even when you see no lanterns. You find yourself in a shop that feels quiet and still, even while overcrowded with tourists who laugh in tones that say they know they are in over their heads. The air is scented with clove cigarettes and sage. Glass cases and shelves loaded with strange things take up too much floor space, and everywhere there is dust that clings to the fingers like ash. There's a box of albums that you flip through and find death certificates and shadow boxes somehow tucked between the records. Next to that are skulls of creatures you know do not exist, with snakes that strike out at you if you can't resist the urge to touch. On one wall, you find a painting of the way your backyard looked under the moonlight when you were a child. There's always a red curtain, always a slightly shady proprietor who invites you to a back room with a grin that both entices and scares you. There's something faintly sensual about everything and everyone. Not necessarily sexual, at least not overtly sexual. You just feel like if you touch anything, it will feel like velvet under your fingers. Even the light looks like it will feel like velvet and silk. Someone offers you a drink or something sweet that you know will somehow damn your soul if you should take it, but you find yourself reaching for it. And then I wake up. Sometimes I make it all the way to work, my mind saying, maybe tonight I will find that turn that leads to the tight maze of streets where the magic still hides. Maybe tonight I'll go to that back room in that shop. I'll find out what that drink tastes like. I will follow that figure with a too wide smile. And it's not until I'm walking Decatur past the 7 million souvenir shops that I remember that that version of the quarter is a dream. Maybe it's a shared dream, part of our cultural imagination, but a dream nonetheless. If that quarter ever existed, a t-shirt shop now resides in its corpse. But I think the reason I still dream about it is the same reason they did open a souvenir shop in those 200-year-old buildings. We all want to visit that other New Orleans, even though we all sense it would be dangerous and we would not come back the same. I think that's part of the draw. I hope you enjoyed this unusual adventure in Ghost Tour Guide Stories. Hopefully next week I'll be back with my usual silliness. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to share your own experiences in the comments below.